presentation about a creative person in New York.
Yeah, go.
So her name is Wat Siwunryung. Siwunryung is her name. Her name is Wat, and this is her last name, Siwunryung. She's a commercial and fine arts photographer. Okay. Well, I'll talk about her first. She's Thai. She's been here for over 5 years now, and she graduated from a Thai university, ABAC. The name of the university is ABAC. Surprisingly, her major is not photography. Her major is business and industrial management, which is not even related to art even. But she said, then I asked her where did she learn how to take photo. She said her dad is a amateur photographer, so she learned from her dad. Like she used his camera, and he made her like a filter, like many kinds of filter by himself, like handmade photography. So I think photography for her is kind of something that reminds her of relationship with her dad also. And when she was in college, she joined the photo club. That's where she learned how to measure the light and the composition and everything. She has been taking photos since she was like 15 until now. She's 35, so it's been 20 years. She came here like every immigrant. She worked at the restaurant, but she set a goal for herself that she will work in a restaurant no more than 6 months. And that time, she was also an assistant photographer. I always have problem with this word. And this photographer, he taught her the skill of management in this field. So she learned everything like from doing. Actually, she didn't study the photography thing, but yeah. Later, this photographer, he introduced her to the client, and the client said, "Yeah, why don't you try to work?" And later, when she worked, and the client like it, so now she become a real photographer, like for 4 or 5 years now. So she's a bit lucky because she's been here like not for a long time, and she got a job. So now I'm going to show you some interview video, because I think it's important part. So I think I'll show. This is the word.
Hi, my name is Watson. Sometimes get confused by my name. When I introduce myself, Wat, they always say, "Yeah, what is your name?" I said, "Wat." So it's so what's your name? Anyways, the way to pronounce to spell my name is Wat. So I am a photographer. I have been in New York for over 5
She also works
And
with
my
Coach
fine art
also, but I cannot
is
find
landscape.
it.
That's what I love to do aside from my commercial work. About photography, people like photography because they like to capture where they go. They like to, let's say if they go out traveling, I like to capture, I like to bring out the place to my friends, my family. I want to show them this is what I see. Or another aspect of photography, you capture good moments. You capture the happiness. You capture the sadness. You capture the feelings. That thing doesn't last, and it lasts through photography, and it's very meaningful. For assignment, I would say my client gives me, they tell me what they want.
But
But the way I do, it comes out from my mind. It's how do I get inspired? It depends on what I have experienced. Let's say I had an assignment with at a senior home. So people think, oh my God, go to senior home. You see a lot of old people. It's not fun. But somehow, I think about my grandfather. When my grandfather was having so much fun with me, and I look at the senior people as my grandfather, my grandparents, and we have the same conversation and we joke around, and I treat myself as an observer, not really a photographer, and just let them do whatever they want to, and that's it. Like, let's say for my fine artwork, I do a lot of landscape. I keep doing the same thing. Let's say people are so much into sunrise, sunset, and I was like, okay, I need to serve my demand. But then I keep doing the same thing. I was like, I'm so done. I want to do something different. So I'm done with sunrise, sunset. So I move on to something else. I love doing long exposure. And then I was done with long exposure because I experiment so many ways. And then I move on to abstract. Now I'm still into abstract. The last series I just did it. It's about water. It's only the wave of water, the reflection of water at different time of the day, different source of water. Let's say ocean, waterfall, river. For me, water means a lot to me, to a lot of people. A lot of people feel so nice just look at water. It's like a way to soothe your mind. For this series, Essence, it's more like when you look at only one image from this series at different time, you feel different. Even it's for different people look at the same pictures, they have different feeling. That picture does affect different moods to people. And to me, water can metaphor to our mind. Water tends to go to a lower spot. And just like our mind tends to go to the lower spot. And that's why we have to keep lifting our mind up. Otherwise, our mind will go to a lower spot. We will just think negative. We just have to encourage ourselves to think positive and to lift our heart higher to be a better person, to have a better mind.
Buddhism theory.
About my documentary, it started from, I went to Hawaii with my team, which is another documentary team. We produce photography documentary to be aired in Thailand. And after that documentary, after all my team, everybody left the island, they came back to New York. I decided to stay longer, well, I plan to stay longer to do homeless documentary. 2 years before I went to Hawaii, I would say a couple years ago, I went to Hawaii and I saw a lot of homeless, and I was like, this is so wrong. How could a paradise like Hawaii have so many homeless? And then I was wandering around. I went to the other side of the island, and I saw tons of homeless tents on the beach, literally on the beach. And then I kept driving, and looks like it never ends. It's endless. The tens of homeless stretch out along the beach in Hawaii. So I started asking people, and nobody could give me the answer. And maybe they gave me the real answer, but I wasn't sure if they were just joking. They say, oh, they flew from mainland. They came from mainland to be homeless here. I was like, that is absurd. Who would fly from mainland to be homeless in Hawaii? And some people say they are from other islands, small islands called Micronesian. And I was curious what Micronesian is. And then I kept asking a lot of people until I ran out of time. I came back to the mainland, I came back to New York, and then I started researching. And I found out that there are a lot of homeless in Hawaii, especially the area I discovered along that beach. It's about 16 miles along that beach that homeless live there. So I came back, and that thing stuck in my mind, that issue stuck in my mind. I felt like I need to find the real answer. Well, the thing is though, it's tough to get it done now because we need a lot of funds. So my father and I are applying for grant. Of course, it's not easy. Everybody is looking for a grant. But well, I'm new for documentary, for filming. I would need a lot of help, like for editing, for writing script, for camera. I would need that a lot.
Okay. So I think this is it. Thank you very much. สวัสดีค่ะ Thank you. Yes. So if somebody can help her, you can contact me. If you know some donation, you can contact me. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I have a million things to tell you guys, but since we're so over time today, I will send you an email. Is that okay? Okay, good. So let's just distribute our feedback forms. And then for you. So remember also to look at the back, because I sometimes write other things for you to have a look at on the back as well. One thing that almost everybody did was to say, how do you think of? It's not idiomatic. It's always, what do you think of? Did you know that? What do you think of? So try to get that in your head. Not how do you think of, what do you think of? Did you know that? Yes. So for example, what do you think of Hello Kitty? I'm asking you a question.
Okay.
What do you think of Hello Kitty?
I don't think it's cute.
Okay, very good.